Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Portland's most wanted captured by police. Elroy Griffiths, otherwise called Greg, who was Portland's most wanted man, was captured by the Portland police after 5 a.m. on Tuesday at Canewood Hope Bay in the parish. Griffiths was named as Portland's #1 most wanted in September 2021 for the murder of Maureen Johnson on August 20, 2019 in Buff Bay. Griffiths at the time worked as a security guard at the Buff Bay Primary School, and Johnson, who lived in the Olivier housing scheme, was stabbed and the house they occupied burnt. 50-year-old Johnson was Griffiths' common-law wife. It is not clear when the murder occurred, but the Buff Bay Fire Station confirmed that they got the call for a house on fire at Olivier housing scheme at 9:37 Tuesday evening and responded. When they went, the house was engulfed in flames and they put it out. A body was seen on the veranda that was completely burnt. Reporters understand that the body had stab wounds to the neck and the police was treating it as a case of murder and arson. The two have reported being living together for about 18 years, but the relationship was a rocky one according to police reports. Yesterday, a joint police-military team carried out a raid in Canewood area of Portland in search of Griffiths, where he was captured. 2 people were taken into custody during the operation, Griffiths and a female of Canewood Road, Hope Bay, who the police say may be charged for harboring a fugitive. We are warning citizens that harboring criminals is a serious offense for which they can be charged. We urge citizens of Portland to continue being vigilant and bring to the attention of the police wanted, suspicious, and/or strange persons or activities in and around their communities, said Superintendent of Police Kenneth Chen. Woman sacrifice at Kevin Smith's cult church gets emotional sent off. It was a very solemn Thanksgiving service at Hillview Memorial Gardens here for Tanika Gardner, who was on Sunday, October 17, 2021, killed during a ritual at Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries in Albion, St. James. She was remembered as a very hard-working individual who was on the cusp of ascension at her workplace when she was killed at her church. Gardner, an office attendant at Appliance Trade Limited in Montego Bay, was one of 3 people killed in the bizarre ritual at the church pastored by cult leader Kevin Smith, who was arrested and later died in an accident at Church Road in Bogwalk, St. Catherine, while being transported by police to Kingston to be questioned by senior detectives. 42 members of the church were arrested after the police on their approach of the building were reportedly fired upon the day Gardner was killed. The 42 were later charged with breaches of the Disaster Risk Management Act, but a senior member of the church is now before the court on murder charges. During Tuesday's funeral service, Meekoff Johnson, Gardner's distraught brother, broke down in tears and could not complete the remembrance he was named on the program to deliver. She was a very nice person, very humble, very hardworking. When we were kids, we had a lot of fun together, Johnson stuttered before breaking down. Maya Clark, niece of the deceased, also had to be comforted while delivering a selection in song. A distressed sister, Shalani Gardner Clark, who fought hard to choke back the tears, also remembered her sister as a hardworking individual and one who never carried a grudge. The loss of a loved one is never an easy experience. It brings tears, heartache, mourning pain, and grief. It also causes us to consider, what could I do or say differently, the grieving Gardner Clark said. Gardner's former ATL colleagues recounted that she was an ambitious team player who went beyond the call of duty. In fact, according to Joy Clark, regional sales manager at ATL, Gardner was poised to transition to sales team. You could never tell what she did because even if she is on the floor and a customer came in and everybody else was busy, she knew the product and she made it a part of her duty to give more than we asked. She would go and help a customer. She was able to take a sale to the end, Clark remembered. She added she had hopes of becoming part of the sales team and we started to work together to ensure that she was transitioned there. She went out and she did subjects and she passed her subjects and she came with her certificates. She was on the road, she was moving up, she was very ambitious. Maxine Richardson, another ATL worker, recounted that Gardner was always trying to win souls at work. Even though she was an office attendant, her presence at work was such that no one could tell the nature of her job. She always encouraged persons to give their lives to God. That was the Tanika we knew at work, Richardson said. I remember the Friday evening before she died, we stopped at Fairview. She was preparing to go to church on Sunday. It was her intention to be back at work on Monday. She was a hard worker. Delivering the sermon, Reverend Joseph Anderson of the Springfield Circuit of Baptist Churches contended that Gardner suffered the consequences of being therein. She suffered the consequences. I wonder how many of us are willing to take any risk, move out of our comfort zone, to go into a close relationship with God. Some of us are quite content with where we are with our relationship with God, the clergyman said. When a person goes to church, it is something that they are expecting. Sometimes we say, why don't they stay with the tried and proven church, which have been around for a long time? But some people are not satisfied with what they get from the normal established churches and are seeking more from God elsewhere. Black River Hospital gets donation to boost healthcare delivery. The Black River Hospital has benefited from donations aimed at improving healthcare in rural Jamaica. On Wednesday, January 12, the hospital received 2 phototherapy lamps for its pediatric unit from District Grand Lodge of Mark Master Masons of Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, and 2 barometric wheelchairs for plus-size patients from the We Care Social Outreach Development Limited. Consultant pediatrician from the Black River Hospital, Dr. Sajarbi, thanked the District Grand Lodge of Mark Master Masons for donating the costly phototherapy lamps, which are used to treat severe jaundice in babies. We have had to transfer babies to other hospitals in the recent past because of the need of more lamps, so this donation will facilitate the vital treatment of these babies. We are grateful because now we are quite enabled to treat more children and put less burden on the regional hospital and allow them to concentrate on things that they only can do. We are a small hospital, but we are extremely proud of the ability to be able to manage the majority of inborn babies and definitely to be self-sufficient, Dr. Sajarbi stated. Regarding the donation of the wheelchairs, CEO for the hospital, Diana Brown Miller, explained that the wheelchairs the hospitals use are of standard size. However, when patients of different sizes are to be transported, it presents challenges because of the absence of the specific type of wheelchair. When we have patients of plus size, we have to use a stretcher. However, now that we have these wheelchairs, it will be easier for patients and staff to manage and transport. I want to thank the We Care Social Outreach Development Limited for being one of the most consistent in supporting the facility with medical supplies and donation. They have been donating to the hospital for several years, and I also want to thank Kinsey Shipping Service for providing free shipping to the group for these items, Brown Miller said. Education Ministry to launch extra lessons homework component of NSLEP. The Ministry of Education and Youth is to launch the extra lessons homework component of the National School Learning and Intervention Plan NSLEP this Easter term. The ministry said it is designed to provide additional opportunities for learning by targeting students, particularly those with significant learning gap. In a bulletin issued by the ministry, it was noted that the program will allow students to engage curriculum content as follows. Grades 1 to 3, core subject areas will be mathematics, language arts, integrated studies. Grades 4 to 9, mathematics, language arts, English language, science and social studies. Grades 10 and 11, mathematics and English, along with subjects for external exams they are preparing to set, while grade 12, pathways 2 and 3, mathematics and English language. According to the bulletin, the objective is to encourage students so that identified learning gaps are addressed, thereby allowing students to master critical concepts and skills. It was also highlighted that the delivery of lessons will be supported by the designated online learning management system managed by EduFocus, the Learning Hub, and One-on-One Educational Services Limited. Through the online program, students will be able to benefit from 4 hours of live engagement as well as unlimited access to resources contained on the learning management system. Jamaica reports 1,548 new COVID cases, 15 deaths. 15 Jamaicans became the latest victims of COVID-19 on Tuesday, as the country reported 1,548 new cases of the virus in the last 24 hours. This increased the virus death toll since the start of the pandemic to 2,551 and the total number of cases to 114,986. The latest victims include 5 males, ages 46, 75, 85, 92, and 96, and 5 females, ages 39, 52, 75, 80, and 87 from St. Catherine. 3 males, ages 69, 74, and 75, along with a 39-year-old woman from Kingston and St. Andrew, and a 77-year-old man from St. Thomas were also among the latest cases. Of the newly reported cases, there were 971 females and 577 males with ages ranging from 15 days to 97 years. The cases are recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew, 545, St. Catherine, 262, St. James, 143, St. Anne, 102, Westmoreland, 81, St. Elizabeth, 75, Manchester, 72, Clarendon, 62, St. Thomas, 56, Trelawney, 50, Hanover, 42, Portland, 39, and St. Mary, 20. Another death was reported as coincidental. According to the latest statistics from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the country also recorded 209 new recoveries, bringing the total of number of recoveries to 67,481. The country's positivity rate now stands at 51.5%. Approximately 540 people are hospitalized. There are 15,329 confirmed active cases on the island. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.